Johannesburg-based chef Kelly Njokweni became a household name when he was a contestant on a popular cooking show in the country. He is one of South Africa's most popular young chef personalities who hosts exclusive pop-up dinners at his private dining space, and he is a nutritionist. He joins us this morning to share more on his culinary journey. Kelly, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, cooking is one thing, knowing how to cook is one thing, and being a chef is a totally different thing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So just take us through your culinary journey. When did it all start for you?
So I could pretty much say it started for me around 2016, 2017.
Okay.
I think the base for where I started was basically nutrition, health and fitness and all of that.
Okay.
And I started doing boot camps in and around Centurion.
Right.
And I found that people are struggling with losing weight simply because of the way they're eating. And so that's how I started exploring my culinary journey.
But then did you know at that particular moment that you wanted to be a chef, or it is just incidental?
No, absolutely not. In fact, I was busy studying my civil engineering at the time, and so when I completed that, then I sort of then diverted into culinary.
So you've turned your back on civil engineering?
I've turned my back on it, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for my mother, but for me, for me, not so much. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing.
Yeah, because you're following your dream and your passion.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
Now, to take us through your cooking style, how would you define it?
I mean, look, I do a bit of everything. So for me, it's about cooking, nice, hearty food for the family. But at the same time, it's about giving people an experience. Fine dining, I really love it. I love the art of plating. I love having people around the table and talking and, just enjoying a good plate of food. I think I'm rustic. But at the same time, I try to focus on fine dining as well. As you can see with some of my images on my social media pages, it's a little bit of everything.
But then do you lean more towards international cuisines, local cuisines, African cuisines?
Yeah, I mean, I think I would say international.
Okay.
But I do, especially now in the winter time. That's when predominantly then we focus on the local cuisine. But I really love like French style cuisine. Okay. It's really beautiful and the flavors are simply amazing.
Yeah.
But I think my favorite is Asian. The flavors that you get with Asian dishes is simply incredible.
Give us an example of an Asian dish that is really close to your heart.
Close to my heart, I would say oxtail. I love doing an Asian oxtail. Sweet,
Asian oxtail?
Yeah, sweet,
Haibo.
Sticky, dark, rich. It's just so beautiful for me, and I think another thing that I really love about Asian food is doing the sauces. Ginger, garlic, those chili flavors that come through.
Kayla, I actually didn't know that there's an Asian flavor of oxtail.
Yeah. So
just briefly take us through how would you prepare it?
Yeah, I mean, so basically you do it the same way you do an oxtail.
Yes.
Except, instead of using just stock and red wine in your oxtail, that's where you'd bring in things like your soy sauce, your honey and things like that, that will add a different dimension, make it darker. A lot of times when people see Asian food and they see the darkness, they think, oh, maybe it's burnt. But it's just the color of the food.
What makes it darker though?
It's the soy sauce.
The soy sauce,
yeah.
Okay.
Because it's black and it's dark and it's rich. That's what gets it that color.
So name 5 items that are in your kitchen pantry right now.
Oh, right now.
That you absolutely cannot do without.
Cannot do without.
Yeah.
Olive oil.
Okay.
Butter. Well, not necessarily in my pantry, in my fridge. That's in olive oil, butter, garlic powder. I'm always with it. Soy sauce and honey.
Okay.
Yep.
And what's your pet peeve in the kitchen?
Mess. Mess. So I actually, when I started, I was actually quite all over the place. And when I was on the cooking show, like you were alluding to earlier,
sure.
I met a really incredible chef, Chef Dion Ventangas. He's from Cape Town.
Oh, yes.
And he really inspired me to keep a clean space in the kitchen. And for me right now, when everything is a mess, I just absolutely lose my mind.
I actually, that's me. I really struggle with that, and I see Lebo is laughing at that.
Yeah.
All right, so what are you currently working on?
So currently I am basically private dining. That's what I'm working on. And from time to time, we're working on doing pop-ups, different spaces within Gauteng. And obviously I would love to take it out of Gauteng as well.
How's that coming along?
I mean, it's quite good. We get good turnouts, but at the same time, we want more. You know, we want more people to come and experience the food and do all of that stuff.
Right.
And look, I work with incredible people. I think I'm blessed. You know, I'm young and I love what I'm doing, and I get a lot of support from people, and that I really appreciate that.
And you're also into the private dining space, isn't it?
Yeah.
Take us through what private dining entails.
Look, private dining is basically bringing restaurants into people's homes. Right. So you want to bring the fine dining experience into people's homes without having them go to restaurants and do all of that stuff.
So you basically bring everything, your cutlery, the pots, and
everything. We come through and we cook everything. All ingredients come with us, plating, all of that stuff. We do everything and make sure that you and your family and your guests have a great experience.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So how do people reach you then in terms of, you know, wanting them to offer that private dining experience?
Yeah, so I mean, predominantly people reach me through my social media pages. I am on Twitter at chef_Kelly _.
Okay.
And same on Instagram at chef_Kelly _.
Yeah.
And also you can also get in touch with us via email. It's at lifestylewithkelly2@gmail.com.
Okay. You know, I've been side-eyeing some of the images of your dishes, and I hope my colleagues will just put them up. I want us to take us through some of them.
Yeah.
I see there's one in the middle that caught my eye. Just take us through that one.
Let me see. So that looks like a lamb rump. I did a lamb rump there. And in fact, I actually did that with an Asian sauce that I made with soy and honey and chili. It's really, really delicious. And everything else on the left, that looks like panna cotta. And I'm always roasting chicken. I love chicken. Chicken is literally my favorite meat.
So you love roasting it?
Yeah, I love roasted chicken. I will eat chicken roasted, fried, grilled. You know, if you could eat it raw, I probably would too, but don't do that. Don't do that.
Never. Okay, so the spices that you would add onto roast chicken, what would it be?
I mean, I think it sort of depends what I'm trying to go for. I love doing chicken with dry rubs. I don't necessarily like chicken with sauces. So, you know, I'll create my own rubs at home, salt and pepper, do like a chicken rub, you know, and luckily in the stores now, you know, they give us all these amazing rubs that you can just go buy and sort of figure things out. You know, I always say that in the kitchen there's no right or wrong. Okay. That's simply just about you expressing yourself. Sure. And if it works for you, then go that direction and just run with it. Yeah.
And I know there's so many of our viewers this morning who are still undecided what to cook for Sunday lunch. So what would you advise them to do today?
What would I advise for today? I anticipated that the weekend would be cold. And then all of a sudden it just got warm. Yeah. So, you know, I would have said a lamb shank today. I think a lamb shank with a nice creamy polenta would be delicious for today's weather, you know, and make some nice crunchy vegetables on the side. And I think you'll have a good time. In fact, I'm cooking later on. I'm doing a 4-course at a beautiful restaurant in Ilovo called Tattoo. Yeah. So I'm cooking for some guests there. And I'm looking forward to it. And
All right. Kelly, lovely chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, guys.
Great stuff. We just spoke to Chef Kelly Njokweni on his culinary journey, and what more can be expected from him.